Hello, Level 8 students. We're going to do another lesson for One World Education for the research and writing of your argument. So in our previous lesson, we discussed claims, and today we're going to talk about counterclaims. So just to review, let's recall what a claim is. A claim is the position that you are arguing in favor of. And for One World, the claim states the problem you want to solve and the solution to that problem. So what is a counterclaim? A counterclaim is the opposition to your claim. The claim is what you are arguing in favor of, and the counterclaim is what people who are against your position will say. So a strong argument will anticipate the counterclaim. If you are saying, yes, we should do something, you want to consider what the other side is. For the people who say, no, we should not do that, why are they saying that? What are their reasons? That's how you understand the counterclaim of your position. Let's look at an example. So this is an example from our previous lesson. We had the claim, because families are struggling during the COVID-19 pandemic, all companies should provide paid leave. So that's on the one hand. But what's on the other hand? What's the other side of this? Not all companies can afford to provide paid leave. And small businesses will have to close if they're required by the government to cover that expense. So we want companies to provide paid leave to families. However, maybe not all companies can afford. This is the counterclaim. Let's look at another example. On the one hand, local school districts should loan students tablets and laptops during the COVID-19 pandemic so that all students have access to distance learning. But on the other hand, students might damage the tablets and laptops, and schools will not have those devices to use in classrooms when schools reopen. They should protect their resources. So this is a possible counterclaim to that argument. Now, we don't have to agree with the counterclaim, right? Maybe we agree with the claim, but we want to consider the counterclaim, consider the other side of the argument so that we can build a stronger argument overall using evidence to display why the claim is stronger. And we'll get into that in a future lesson. Today, we're just going to focus on brainstorming the counterclaim to our claim. So we'll do another example and then you'll be able to practice for yourself. So we have a claim here. The federal government should raise the minimum wage to $15 so that hardworking families do not have to struggle to pay their bills. Now over here, there are 4 sentences that are labeled counterclaim. Which ones are actually counterclaims? Okay, I want you to pause the video, look at these examples, and think about it. Which one is actually a counterclaim? Which one is actually in opposition to the claim? So pause the video, think about it, and when you're ready with your answer, we're going to look at it together. Number 1 and number 3 are not counterclaims. Why? Number 1 says people want to earn $15 per hour. Is that in opposition to the claim? I think this sentence agrees with the claim. This supports the claim. Maybe this is a piece of evidence that has a source that actually supports this claim. So that is not an example of a counterclaim. Small business will not be able to afford paying a $15 minimum wage, so they will have to fire workers or go out of business. This is a counterclaim. This is a reason why maybe raising the minimum wage is not a good idea. It's giving an example of a negative effect. So that is a counterclaim. Number 3, the current federal minimum wage is $7.25. Is that a counterclaim? No, this is simply a fact about the federal minimum wage. It's not saying what we should or should not do with the minimum wage. So it is not a counterclaim. It's just a fact. Number 4, businesses will increase their prices if the minimum wage increases. This is an example of a counterclaim. If a business has to pay their workers more wages, they might increase the prices of their products and services. So that could be a negative effect of the claim. So that is an example of a counterclaim. Okay, if you feel ready, it's time to practice matching claims and counterclaims. So you can go to step 2 on Schoology for this lesson.